Hi, I'm Greg,
Hi, I'm Will.
and welcome to our 12th episode of Theme Parks and Patents.
Today we're talking about Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at Magic Kingdom, Disney World, Orlando, Florida.
Yep, so we're kind of revisiting this, if you remember, if you watched our other videos. If not, you should go back and watch our video on Donkey Kong, the new Donkey Kong coaster coming to Epic Universe. We talked a little bit about this patent because they have a similar concept where they're using a false track for a bobsled that we'll get into when I go through the patent. But now we're going to go back and actually just talk about it in context of the patent that Disney got to cover the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train swinging cars concept. So Will, do you want to talk about the ride?
Sure. So, you start off in the station, and then here's one thing I like about this ride. So when you get unloaded from the station, it instantly plummets you down, but it doesn't go like woo. It goes like woo and turns you. So, and then you go through like a turn around a tree. And then you go up this lift hill where there's a cave with a mine cart inside of it that has jewels. And then you hear like the mining sounds from, we dig, 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 like that. And then you go around a couple more turns, and then you go into the Seven Dwarfs mine. And so there's a couple animatronics, and I'll cover for a few. So the first one you see is Dopey inside a minecart with gems in his eyes. You might remember that from the movie. I think that's in the movie. And then you see Sleepy on like a giant tub full of gems, and he's sleeping there with a skunk on him. And then what's his name? Angry, Grouchy or Grumpy.
Grumpy.
He's like kind of pulling it up like this, and he's like, ugh. And then you see some others, and then you see one of Doc at the counter, and then there's a little clock that goes ding, 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 and then they play hi ho. And as you're going up this next lift hill, you see shadows of the Seven Dwarfs walking up. And then here's something about this drop that's that's based off something from Big Thunder. So basically, you go down and then you go up and then you go back down. And so then you go through a couple more turns. You go over this bridge, and then you end up at the Seven Dwarfs shack or house. And then you stop there for a little bit, and Snow White and some of the Seven Dwarfs are dancing. There's music. And as you go back into the station, you see the witch, and she's like, and it freaks me out that she's just standing there all the time.
So, thanks, Will.
You're welcome.
Just going through the patent they got, this is granted in 2013, filed in 2010. I think it's only in the U.S. They have one patent. It just shows basically the idea of this rocking coaster. If you've been on it, you know that the coaster rocks back and forth as you ride. And so, especially where you're hitting turns and going fast, kind of roller coaster stuff on embankments, it really accentuates that. So makes it a lot of fun. And this shows Figure Shoes shows a row of cars doing it. That's essentially the ride. Then they started to get it. So what got us into the Donkey Kong stuff was in Figure 3, you can show this 309. They start showing fake scenery they can use to hide the track, but it's directly underneath you. But then as they go on the patent, they came up with this idea. They start presenting an idea of this cantilevered track, hidden track, which essentially is the Donkey Kong Boon Coaster, and that you basically would have these fake tracks underneath it. Here it would be basically the bobsled track.
Yeah, we'll pull up some pictures of the patents.
Yep. And then Will, you also noticed something I've never seen before. What is on these cars?
So on the bobsleds, if you look closely on the pictures, if you look on the bottom, there's like little bobsled skates. So it's like you're kind of riding on the mountain. This actually looks like it's fun, but Universal stole the idea. I don't even know how you steal a patent and Like, my dad said they didn't keep it well claimed, but I don't understand how this works.
Okay, so they claimed it, and they claimed basically a support arm, and then had to say, that it's pinned, it has a connection, and then it's above the center of gravity. So your center of gravity is going to be lower, so the thing rocks as low. And that's essentially the claims. So I guess to go back to what I was saying about the Donkey Kong, you have to be. Disney can be as broad, based on what's already out there. So I thought it'd be interesting to go back and look at and see what predated Disney, because we know. So the chain is Disney predates Universal's Donkey Kong patent, but there's going to be things that are going to limit Disney, so they can't just claim whatever they want. And I wanted them to cover Donkey Kong because I thought that would have been kind of entertaining. I doubt they would have stopped it, but they could at least made Universal give them some credit.
But Donkey Kong still seems pretty fun, right?
Yeah, no, it'd be great. I don't think they'd shut down the ride, but I mean they definitely could give Universal a headache saying, "Hey, you stole our patented idea." However, if you want to be that broad, you need to go back and look and see what Disney was facing. So, I found the patent cited against them, was just cited. The one that was cited directly, I don't think was as relevant, but the one just the examiner cited but didn't rely on in a rejection is this patent. It's just to an individual. It's a cantilevered roller coaster system. If you look here in figure 4 is probably the best one. You can see that it has the idea that there's an S where there's going to be fake scenery. So not necessarily a fake track, but that basically something to hide the roller coaster mechanism. And it's quite complex. And then it does the same kind of rocking system that Disney's has, but the way it's rocking, if you compare the different figures like figure 2 and figure 4, it rocks, not that it doesn't rock just to go side by side, as far as like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train does as an enhancement of the movement. It rocks to keep the kind of spaceship capsule looking car level at all times. So if you look through the pictures, it looks like they're always trying to keep that level, regardless of where the track actually is.
That circle right there?
I think they're just looking at the front or the back of the car.
Like right there?
Yeah, and it just looks round, so not showing everything else.
Yes, okay.
So that was one, and that's a little, there's some difference there. It's much more complex. It's not trying to just rock freely back and forth. So that would be a difference between that. And we don't really know what the Donkey Kong coaster is going to do. I mean, they say they want to keep you level too, but there's got to be somewhere. Like if you go up a hill, I think Donkey Kong is going to want to rock you backwards. I don't think they're going to want to keep you level all the time. The next one that was pretty close was one Disney cited, but the examiners tend not to rely on this stuff because there's not a lot of details. But this is called the Orphan Rocker, and this is a roller coaster in Australia that's been shut down. It was kind of up in a mountainous region. Yes. And if you look at these pictures, especially the picture where it shows the car painted green, you can see that behind the front of every car, there's like a rocking tub. So this is almost exactly the same concept of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. And I think had there been more details available, you would actually probably have to go interview people and see if you could go find the original drawings for these things. Yeah. But that could really hurt Disney's patent because it almost seems to be the exact same concept of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Can I mention something about this? So I mentioned this too, but the name, I know it's pretty weird, but I think what they're meaning, it's like based off Orphan Rock, and they're calling it the Orphan Rocker.
Yeah, there was an Orphan Rock in this mountainous region, was one of the main kind of like it was
attractions.
It wasn't an attraction, but it was definitely like in the park, so they named this after it. It's kind of a landmark in that area, it sounds like. So that's why they named it this. So that's all we really had for this one. Will, do you want to talk about potentials for our next video?
Yes. So our potentials for our next video, we're gonna do Roger Rabbit. I know we did it last time, but it wasn't exact. We were talking about this patent for like teacups or something, where when you spin it, you generate energy. And I know that this one, it's just about the spinning car. Like, we found the patent on it, and I'm really excited for this because I'm I have really big deal about Roger Rabbit.
Yep. So we're gonna get some more footage and just do the actual patent they filed for when they made the Roger Rabbit ride. The other one we were just kind of speculating based on that power generation patent.
Yeah.
So that'll be next time. Please come back and join us.
Yep.
That's all we have for today. So we'll sign us off.
Yep. Bye.